Yes, I'm Andrew Siciliano. The Patriots, we know what they are. They're an undefeated team. Kyle Van Noy joins us live from Foxborough coming up shortly. Here's one thing, though, that has not changed. Vontaze Burfict is still doing things to get suspended. New right now. He's gone for the year. The Raiders linebacker has been suspended for the remainder of the season for this head-hunting shot on Jack Doyle yesterday. The man is down on two knees, and in comes Burfict, head lowered, and takes him out. He got ejected from the game, and now he's been ejected from the season. Before we get to rap sheet, can we see his rap sheet? I tweeted this out, and this is from our friends at NFL Research, our research department. This is Vontaze Burfict's resume. You know why it's hard to read? Because we squeezed it all onto one screen. That's why it's hard to read. That's ridiculous. Ian Rapoport, now the aforementioned NFL Network insider, joins us. The Raiders are in London already, Ian. They're going to play the Bears at Tottenham coming up this weekend. You say Burfict is going to appeal. Is he in London already?
It seems like he did take the flight with his team, still waiting to see what actually happened. Where is he? And is he going to head home now? But yes, his agent, Lamont Smith, has told me earlier today that Burfict is going to appeal. And the theory behind the appeal would essentially be not that he doesn't deserve to be suspended, because who would argue that? It's really just that the unprecedented number of games, 12 more games this season, is something that is not warranted given this hit. Now, the NFL would likely contend, or would contend, based on the letter that they made public, that there are no grounds for appeal other than what is simply outlined in the CBA. There are no mitigating factors to this hit, as John Runyon, who runs this for the NFL, told Vontaze Burfict. Burfict also, of course, Andrew, as you mentioned, is a repeat offender, has been warned repeatedly that punitive actions would be taken if his play continued. It has continued. We'll see what the final verdict is tomorrow. But if this stands, Burfict has now lost more than $5 million in fines and suspensions. That is an unbelievable amount of money for this player.
That is just nuts. And, Ian, look, that's not a 12-game hit. I think we all agree. But the league has the, as you just said, quadruple secret probation card. They have repeatedly, every time he gets called into the commissioner's office, the principal's office, he's been repeatedly told, you can't do this anymore.
Yeah, and this is something that John Runyon wrote to Burfict today. I'll read you a little bit of it quickly. That following each of your previous rule violations, you were warned by me and each of the jointly appointed appeals officers that future violations would result in escalated accountability measures. This, Andrew, is an escalated accountability measure for Vontaze Burfict. Obviously, if the previous penalties did not change the way he plays, maybe taking him off the field for a year will. Obviously, we have no idea. The other part of this, Andrew, he's 29. He'll be 30 when he returns if this holds up. Will anyone else sign him to play football again?
That is a great question. That is a great question. Ian, we're awaiting Matt Trubisky, Matt Nagy, to step to the podium in Lake Forest. We'll get to Chicago when he gets there to carry it live. In the interim, his quarterback is not going to be hit by Vontaze Burfict this week, but we don't know who that quarterback is going to be. Trubisky left with what's described as a left shoulder injury, and Chase Daniel came in. You're already saying that it is highly doubtful Trubisky can play this week in London.
Yeah, my understanding is this shoulder was dislocated when he landed on the ground, and I'm told it is doubtful that Mitchell Trubisky will be able to play. So the expectation is that Chase Daniel will be out there for the Chicago Bears. They have this week in London, and then they have a bye. There is a possibility that he actually comes back. There's a possibility that he actually comes back after the bye. We'll have to see based on the MRI results, which should be coming in really right now. At any second, they should be coming in. We'll see if he's able to play sooner rather than later. They do think, Andrew, that they avoided anything really serious with him. which is at least a good sign, certainly not something season-ending.
All right, that is good news. And again, when Matt Nagy gets to the podium, the Raiders are in London. The Bears are still in Chicago. They don't travel until later in the week. We'll take you to Lake Forest and show you that press conference. Want to show you the hit, if we could, that Josh Allen took late in the game yesterday in Buffalo. It came from Jonathan Jones, the Patriots safety. It knocked Allen out of the game, into concussion protocol, and put Matt Barkley on the field. Patriots eventually won. They go to 4-0. They were not too happy about it in the Buffalo locker room afterwards.
Any update on Josh?
Yeah, from what I know so far, he's in the protocol at this point.
What was your impression of that play and the fact that Johnson's not ejected?
Yeah, there's no room in football for that. It's a shame to see a player like Josh, or any player for that matter, go down with a hit like that.
If one of us did that to 12, we wouldn't have been in the game anymore. There's no way we would have continued to play in that game.
12 being Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
Obviously. Yeah, I think a lot of people would go, yeah, Micah Hyde, to hear what you're saying. What do you think the league's going to say, Aaron? Or better said, what do you hear the league is going to say on this one?
Well, I'm told no suspension is coming for Jonathan Jones. And this hit, which did result in a 15-yard penalty, something that was warranted, did not result in an ejection. That is very telling. And Al Riveron, the head of refs, was asked by a pool reporter after the game, and he about this not being ejected. He simply said they did not believe that this hit rose to the level of possibly an ejection. This is something that when Bill Belichick, who probably knows the rules as well as anyone, yes, it's his player, but he also knows the rules as well as anyone. When he was asked about this, his thought was that Jones really didn't need to do much different as far as the actual hit. All of this should go to tell you that he is not going to be suspended, could end up being fined, and of course, Josh Allen is in the concussion protocol, so we will see when he ends up returning.
Yeah, that was a tough one there. He got sandwiched. He's running straight up the middle of the field. You kind of see